Early Tuesday morning, bulldozers tore through the community of Cooper's Pen, and by daybreak, 20 homes were gone. More than 40 of my fellow residents of Trelawney are now sleeping under tents with nowhere else to turn. Here is what most people don't know. Back on May 1, 2012, the Ministry of Housing under the People's National Party government of Portia Simpson Miller placed a caveat on the title for the lands at Cooper's Pen. That caveat is still here today. It means nobody can deal with this property without the consent of the sitting Minister of Housing, and that minister is no greater person than the Honorable Prime Minister Andrew Holness. So the Prime Minister cannot say this has nothing to do with him.
Right? The solution can't be, which has been promoted by politicians in the past, which is you set up a piece of land, go settle it. And then afterwards we come and correct it. That's the genesis of this problem. That's the history that has repeated, that has gotten us here. The politicians who are talking now, they are a part of that problem. They were the ones who winked at people and told them, go and occupy the land, and then afterwards we correct it.
Tova come share say one thing. Mind you, that constituency was a PMP constituency until 2 terms ago, when the same Tova government, JP government, give them much money and give them materials to build on the same land.
I can swear here that I am not a part of that. I wasn't born when those things were going on. I was a little behind.
Right now, my mother gets
Wait, you go too fast, love. Say that again. Say that again.
Yes, the same government, the same JLP, and that's it. Let me tell you what, and this is, I'm being very objective, I'm not being political. Me grew up knowing Cooper's going to be a PMP constituency. You see, in the last 2 terms, not 2024, 2020, but the last 2 terms, it changed to JLP. And the strategy when me see what them do, them go around and them basically, as though we Jamaican would have put it, them would have buy out the young people them. So them give aid, them give assistance to build much house, them help, them give farm work, them give all of them something. I know the people them are going to work with whatever government I work with them. So when election come, at JLP them vote for fine. You see, right now my mother house is in progress, and at them give her aid after Melissa, give her how much things we got hardware for build back our house. The same government who said that them know about the land or about the land in dispute, them know about it.
I can swear here that I am not a part of that. I wasn't born when those things were going on. I was a little behind. And I see some of them talking now who are responsible for it. They are responsible for it. And now it has fallen to me to correct it.
In 1967, rich investors from Texas, America, joined up with a group of investors from Jamaica, and they formed a company called New Falmouth Resource Limited. Their dream was to buy a piece of land in Cooper's Pen, Trelawney, and build a luxurious hotel here in Jamaica. To get the land, they signed a contract called an optional agreement. It was not a straightforward sale. So before the agreement was final, the landowner died. So, New Falmouth Resorts buy the land from the person who was managing the estate. The record said those who were selling the land did not want to sell everything. So they said that the company could not have the historical sites like where they used to live and the burial ground. Those places would be out of the deal. Instead of building this luxurious hotel, the owners start to fight over the title of the land, and so the title ended up in court. It went all the way to the Land and Privy Council, which is Jamaica's highest court at the time. Why? The Jamaican and the foreign investor start to argue and fight over who owns the company and who owns the land. So because of this fight between the foreign investors and the Jamaican investors, the land lay dormant for years. So local people move in and build homes on the property. For generations, they live there. Now, the title of the land was released into the hand of the New Falmouth Resource Limited. So now they legally own the land, went to court to evict those who were living there for generations. So in 2019, there was an agreement to sell 9 acres of the land to those who occupied it. But for some reason, the agreement failed. So in 2009, they were given an eviction notice, but they didn't leave. But the residents say in this last ruling that the court has given, they were not noticed because they believe that the matter was in appeal. But the appeal was over and it seems they were not being notified again. In Jamaica, with private owned land, if you are living on the land 12 years and over without interruption from the owner, you can claim the land, adverse possession. So why weren't these people considered for that? Just a question.
Now, viewers and subscribers, more and more we see where foreign investors that come to Jamaica and invest like in the seafront and stuff like that are using the government resources, meaning the police officers, to remove citizens from off these beachfront. So why are these private investors using government resources? Because taxpayers are paid the government. So if the police is there, is this a government involved in this? Check this clip out.
You cannot come down here and pull down nothing down here.
Nobody's pulling down anything.
You can't put on no locker, no arse and stable and nothing down here, so nothing at all.
No, the pull down come.
Where we not go with them arse and stable? You can't lock up nothing down here, so nothing at all. I tell you straight up, you can't do it. And go back to Ashley and tell Ashley, say, me cleansing from the community.
Who are you?
Me just said a while ago, go back to Ashley and tell Ashley, say, me have to shout. I make me shout. Go back to Ashley and tell Ashley, say, me Cleon Simpson, say, yo. Can't come here so can pull down nothing. And you only can't put on no arse and slip on nothing like this. And you can't put on no arse and slip on nothing like this. See there? And that's no come if you come but if you come like see there? See there? See them there? And? You can't do that.
Why?
Because me say you can't do it and we are stand up for this. You can't do it. So go back to Ashley and tell him say me say it not go happen.
You have a title for the land?
You have one?
Yes.
Ashley have one?
Yes.
Go for it.
I don't need to.
And before you go for it, before you touch nothing like this, go for it and come prove it. Make it your court matter. Move on the bomb clot and go where I'm doing.
But you're rude.
You know what I mean? I'm not going to be rude because no what I do. I terrorize come here, terrorize people. And that's what come here do. Because you know,
You're terrorizing us.
me I stand up for my right. I feel with this.
But you're terrorizing
This I feel it. This I feel it. Me I stand up for this. And this I feel it.
You're the beast.
So they come here, come tell me about it now, come put a house and show power.
Now, viewers, the Prime Minister take time out of his house giveaway program to address the Copper Pen disaster. Listen to what the Prime Minister have to say, and then I say my piece.
Matter occurred. It was brought to my attention. I had no prior knowledge of it. None of our ministers, certainly not the member of parliament. I got a call very early in the morning. I'm quite surprised.
Now, my viewers, this quite surprising, and this should be the question in the minds of every single Jamaican. Mr. Prime Minister, you just stated that you nor the Member of Parliament had any idea of this operation. So I ask, who assigned this disastrous operation on the citizens of Jamaica? Who assigned this? You are the Prime Minister. Who assigned the police officers, the JDF, the helicopter we use? Who paying all of these men that went there in mass along with the law enforcement officers? Who are paying them? Is it taxpayers? It cannot be people of Jamaica that the Prime Minister of the country and the MP of the constituency has no idea of this disaster, what happened in Jamaica? What message does it send about the governing party of Jamaica? That means the citizens of Jamaica aren't safe, because if you are the Prime Minister and you don't know what's going on in the country, it's a shame, and you should step down for just that statement alone.
It was brought to my attention. I had no prior knowledge of it, none of our ministers, certainly not the Member of Parliament. I got a call very early in the morning. I'm quite surprised. And immediately we mobilized resources from ADPEP and the Ministry of Labour and Social Security to assist, because technically it was a disaster.
More than a disaster.
Luckily, we were very frugal and responsible in how we use the materials that we were able to respond with. We never use off what we didn't need to use off. So what we got in aid and support and what we bought in stock, we never wasted.
Now, viewers and subscribers, they say confession is good for the soul. Here we have the Prime Minister confessing all along what everyone was saying, that he got the supplies for the Melissa victim and he held on to it. And this is the proof, and we hear it coming from his mouth, that he held on to it and didn't waste it, because he thought to help those Melissa victim with the supply that was sent to them would have been a waste. He said it.
In fact, these tents appear to be the tents that were donated by the Japanese government for the people for Hurricane Melissa. Many of whom are still exposed to the elements.
And immediately we mobilized resources from ADPEP and the Ministry of Labour and Social Security to assist, because technically it was a disaster.
More than a disaster.
Luckily, we were very frugal and responsible in how we use the materials that we were able to respond with. We never use off what we didn't need to use off. So what we got in aid and support and what we bought in stock, we never wasted. It was brought to my attention. I had no prior knowledge of it, none of our ministers, certainly not the Member of Parliament. I got a call very early in the morning. I'm quite surprised. And immediately we mobilized resources from ADPEP and the Ministry of Labour and Social Security to assist, because technically it was a disaster.
More than a disaster.
Luckily, we were very frugal and responsible in how we use the materials that we were able to respond with. We never use off what we didn't need to use off. So what we got in aid and support and what we bought in stock, we never wasted. We put it down carefully, so that when the next disaster strike, whether it is hurricane or an untimely relocation as dislocating exercise, we are able to respond to this.
No, we have laughing. Bro, God say, I never waste it. I put it down for when time other disaster, like what we see now, like untimely relocation. So him put down these supplies from Melissa Hurricane for prior disaster like now. Untimely relocation. Listen good.
Assist, because technically it was a disaster.
More than a disaster.
Luckily, we were very frugal and responsible in how we use the materials that we were able to respond with. We never use off what we didn't need to use off. So what we got in aid and support and what we bought in stock, we never wasted. We put it down carefully, so that when the next disaster strike, whether it is hurricane or an untimely relocation as dislocating exercise, we are able to respond to this. And we have been able to respond in the humanitarian crisis that has been dislocating exercise. We are able to respond to this. And we have been able to respond in the humanitarian crisis that has been created. There is a longer term response that is necessary. And as all of you standing here, there are some of you who are occupying land for which you have not yet certified the occupancy. You have no title Some of you have no lease, no permission. Some of you is land that has been handed down from your grandparents' time and you have been on it for how long, but it's not formalized. And others of you have been just living on land that you go and see nobody using it and you use. Now, Jamaica can't develop with informal. But Jamaica cannot develop with unfairness as well. So whatever the government does, it has to address the issue of informality, and we can't be too mouth about it. We have to speak straight about it. Squatting is wrong. Informal settlement is not encouraged. But yes, every single Jamaican should have equal opportunity to get access to land and house. The two things are not in contravention of each other. Not in contravention. Now, we will be addressing the issue. We will have to find ways to support those families who are impacted. But whatever our response is, we have to be careful that we don't set a precedence that is not sustainable. Because whatever we do now, everybody's going to expect that it is done going forward. So, which is why we're being very careful in preparing a response that is sustainable. And mind you, this is not the only repossession, dislocation, eviction that is occurring. And it is occurring on private property. But it is becoming a public concern. So we have to be very careful in crafting a response. You know, what is amazing, and as I have your attention for another minute or so, everyone will say the government must respond. The government must do something. Yes, the government must respond. Yes, the government must do something. But what is the government going to respond with? Your tax dollars. Your funds that the government is going to respond. It's your fund. So you need to take an interest in how those funds will be used. Because the government can't respond and say, all right, everybody who is squatting, everybody who is illegally occupied, we're going to give you land. Or we're going to build a house for you. Well, what happened to the people who are occupying their lands legally but don't have a house? And what about other people who have followed the rule but are in difficult circumstances? What about them? Do we divert resources from them to this? So we have to think about the response very carefully. I want to say here that as a society we must draw a line on this business of the illegal occupation of land. But at the same time, we need to turn a new page on how we make lands available to the people of Jamaica. Not just lands, but housing. Because that is a challenge. The problem that we are having is that we are just not delivering enough housing solutions at the price and at the scale that people would want. That is the main challenge. The truth is that the people who occupied Cooper Spend, if they could have gone and gotten a house at a price point that they could manage, they would do it. And so the conversation has to change to how do we get more houses constructed in a formal community much faster at prices that people cannot afford. That is the real solution, right? The solution can't be, which has been promoted by politicians in the past, which is you sit up like a piece of land, go settle it. And then afterwards we come and correct it. That's the genesis of this problem. That's the history that has repeated, that has gotten us here. The politicians who are talking now, they are a part of that problem. They were the ones who winked at people and told them, go and occupy the land, and then afterwards we correct it. I can swear here that I am not a part of that. I wasn't born when those things were going on. I was a little behind. And I see some of them talking now who are responsible for it. They are responsible for it. And now it has fallen to me to correct it.
Now, after listening to the Prime Minister's statement, two things stands out for me. One, where he says Jamaica need more affordable housing because the house prices in Jamaica has been increasingly high, and we all know this. So you are the government, so it's your job to make sure that house prices are affordable for the people them of Jamaica. So also you are saying is that is the politician them before you. Now you didn't specifically says is the PNP politician or the GLP politician. So no one should run with the narrative that saying that the Prime Minister says is the PNP politician responsible for this. He never said that. He says politicians tell residents to go move on the land and capture the land. Yeah. Now I want to listen to this young lady who witnessed the copper pen disaster and explaining to you what really transpired and how the GLP politician gave them material, gave them everything to build their homes. So them not understand how them just come bulldozer down them house like this when they are the one who tell them say they can build and live there. Hear it for yourself.
Links up some liar. So all of the people them from Cooper's Pen, we need to find a way to liar up or connect with some way we have the connection them. Because they have breached your rights, unlawfully kidnapped, because it's not arrest. They kidnapped the men at 3 a.m.
Oh my goodness, man.
They kidnapped the backbone of the community that's going to stand and protect their children and their women. As what you said, the people them good at things say them in the middle of a world war down at Gaza. And that it hurt me so much to see the people of Jamaica argue and defend these type of wicked and cruel actions.
That's my thing, you know. That's my thing.
And you know what is sad? Most of these people who are talking are women.
Yes, and the thing is, hearing what the media is saying and being there in person and going through it is two different things. I always hear people say people can just see things and talk, but the people them we are go through it know the truth. A lot of them are talk about, oh, them get notice from X, Y, and Z time. The people them never get the notice for say come off of the land. They're not even because me born and grow down there, so I not live there no, but I moved to Kingston, but my mother down there. The 3 year the baby mother with the 3-year-old, I'm a family member. The amount of them in the news, I'm a family them down there right now, and there is no hope, there is no nothing. Tova come share say one thing, mind you, that constituency was a PMP constituency until 2 terms ago when the same Tova government, JP government, give them much money and give them material to build on the same land. My mother is building right now. My mother gets ears from the whole
Wait, you go too fast, love. Say that again.
Say that again.
Yes, the same government, the same JLP, and that's it. Let me tell you what, and this is I'm being very objective, I'm not being political. Me grew up knowing Cooper's going to be a PMP constituency. You see, in the last 2 terms, not 2024. 2020, but the last 2 terms them it changed to JLP, and the strategy when me see what them do, them go around and them basically as though with Jamaica would have put it, them would have buy out the young people them, so them give aid, them give assistance to build much house, them help them give farm work, them give all of them somebody. I know the people them are gonna work with whatever government I work with them. So when election come, at JLP them vote for fine. You see right now my mother house is in progress, and at them give her aid after Melissa, there are how much things we got hardware for build back our house. The same government where said that them know about the land or about the land in dispute, them know about it. Anyways, the people them attack us, the people them get notice from when to move and so on. The people never get no notice. Them know about the court being the case being in court. And I must say fifth element, everything where you say so far are true and in fact, because when you are say when we grew up and know and hear about everything where you draw for so far is true. Right? Them come, them can't show all them get the land, them get them possessory title, them come, the man where did I fight, where the back and forth with him dead. From him dead, the people them not here know. The people might live. In dead and gone, the people them are the people make you know else about the land. And the same government at that time in 2016 come tell my family them say them for bill and live. Bill and live. Them me from me 7-year-old come up to me and think and me born 2000. But born 2000, so 2007 between 2010, me know about the court case we are going. And them tell them to come bill and live. And people them a bill and live. No recent notice. 1 year ago, 5 years ago, last week, to 1 month ago, the people them not hear nothing about the land. I was down there Sunday gone. A Sunday gone, I go collect my son from my mother down there. So for my mother one of the first people them also them bulldoze up at the top of this so. And they didn't even allow them the decency to even take up it. Not even clothes the mother have on her back. L.A. Lewis come yesterday and tell them so they might get them some clothes. Not even clothes have on her back because they didn't allow the people to even secure their belongings, Fifth Element. Yes, you know, so along with the much police. I mean, I tell you, I come after 4 months on video call with my family, them, you know. You know, so them come with the police, them Fifth Element. You see, when them come with the police, them come with 2 coastal load, a quote-unquote workmen. The one of the man, them have a kerchief around them face, and work vest, and hat. You can't see them face. The man, them come, and the man, them are supposed to, quote-unquote, assist the people, them for move out. The man, them, they are about the people, them things. And this are no allegations. These are facts. Our family will have our shop, our cash box. We miss so much money. Them took up the people, them how much top shelf liquor and how much things because part of which part of them bulldoze was some shop right in front of Royal and this so. And police was there.
What happened with the men? How did they approach the men?
I'm gonna tell you, all the men them go now. The police them go, them kick off, overdo them kick off, them go in at the shop establishment them and hold on the man them. A lot of the men with them because it's not all the men in the community itself, them lock up, you know. You see the section which part them bulldoze are the man from that section there. I remember say at 3 a.m. the entire community now gonna know the police running because I want section I don't basically all them call it down the road. The police them was so them basically disarm up there so and some of these men don't live with women, some of these men live alone. So those men get to save not even underwear because them the police station, they never and the mother and a sister nobody to take up nothing for them. So the man them come back to them house flat, not at all the man them not get to save some of the man them. You see my family member with the 3-day-old baby, them arrest them hold on her baby father. And one of the man them are coming to the coaster bus to claim to say them come with the bailiff them. Take up her baby, touch woman pitney, and put in a bad pan and push her out of the house and start bulldoze. Some of the man them. You see my family member with the 3-day-old baby, them arrest them hold on her baby father. And one of the man them are coming to the coaster bus to claim to say them come with the bailiff them. Take up her baby, touch woman pitney, and put in a bad pan and push her out of the house and start bulldoze. Them not given an opportunity to take up your TV, to take up your clothes.
Hold on there. What you say them do to the baby? Hold on.
Yes, come again. Wheel and come again.
What you say them do to the baby?
What you say?
Them arrest our baby father and mind you.
What them do to the baby?
Them arrest our baby father. You see when she get up, them take up her baby and put in the pan, put the pan outside and basically push her out. Them they get an opportunity
to take up 3-week-old baby. The 3-day-old baby.
Hold on,
baby.
No, wait there.
And these are the people we come on from the people them platform like Fifth Element and I talk about JLP and 1 PM and government badness. Are them the people that defend?
Please allow her to finish. Please allow her to
finish. Like me and tell say them go through it. I see them not come like 3 o'clock and say boy we don't have an hour for come out and take up on the things them. No, but just the bulldozer things just start bulldoze so and my mother and family them come out and them start and mind you. Oh, stick up in them lock down the community. The police lock down the community so nobody can come in and nobody can come out. You see me the female where them rob her cash back to that 300,000 fear shop the upper rich part them bulldoze but she don't live there. So by the time people for call her and for come, everything gone. Woman chop with her box, money out of the box itself mash up. The amount of things me and tell you. and man they a police station and after one in the day, the man them get in the police station hear about the whole bulldozing. The man them never know nothing at all.
What you mean they lock down the community? Like what
They
is that
lock
plan
down
to do to the
the
people
community,
in that
nobody can
community?
come in and nobody can come out.
And it will be corrected. In the same way we have developed this program, which every week I'm delivering a house to someone who is in need, a social house to someone who has a social challenge. It is the same way that we will develop a program to address squatter communities, irregularly settled communities, regularize them,